Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to one of the more requested videos I've ever received on my channel. I guess it's a compliment that some of you feel like as soon as a store appears in the game, I will do a video in the first 24 hours, and if I haven't, you will remind me that I usually do, and you don't know what I'm doing with my life, but I need to reorder my priorities. Again, I think it's a compliment, although it also makes me realize, man, my schedule is so crazy that if you said, "Prof, you're a loser," I'd be able to say, facts. So I have a couple of rules when I talk about values in the store. First off, even if you do everything, I think you only get about 3,000 gold coins. Kabam has already made it clear, unlike the Squirrel store where you got to spend all your acorns, remember that great event? You will not be able to get everything in this store. So there are a couple of priorities that you need to think about. And I can't answer these questions for you. You have to answer them yourself. I can give you the guides, but ultimately you're going to do what you want to do. But we can all agree, for starters, that, and I know I don't normally use profane language, so that's a small disclaimer, but screw these damn things. If you are having to use your gold coins just to complete the event that gets you gold coins, I hope you're wearing protection because you're getting screwed. It's an indictment of how they've set up the boss fight of this event. Because I can't tell you how many videos and screenshots have already been sent. It's got to be at least 20 from 20 different people who just show used a randomizer, got the same buff, used it the same buff. What they need to do, and it should be a pretty easy tweak, is to just change however they set up the buffs on the boss to, instead of cycling through like 5, to cycle through like 20. So that when you do a randomizer and you re-roll the buffs, you actually get different buffs. Because if you use multiple re-rolls and you're getting the same buffs or mostly the same buffs every time, that's not random. That's just BS. So, end of rant on the buff deleter. I'd ignore it. If you have to buy that a whole bunch, just skip the event. Because it's not worth just using your gold coins just to complete the event so that it's easier for you to actually get the gold coins. It's like a vicious cycle. It's really an emotionally abusive cycle if you're having to use the buff deleter. That may sound like it's pretty hyperbolic or dramatization, but I think it's just a fact. If you're having to use your gold coins on buff deleters, it's not worth your time to do the event. Okay, my stance for my own personal account is different in the month of June than it's ever been in the last year plus. Why? Because I hoarded for over a year all my potions and revives. So if I looked at this in any other month, I would have said to myself, I don't need to use any of these purchases on potions or revives because I'm maxed out. But if you followed my Abyss run, you know that I used almost everything I had so that I didn't have to use units, believe it or not. So, level 2 health potions, not worth it all. You can get those regularly in the game. Now, when you talk about level 3 health potions, you can see I've got 6 away from the inventory. So, that's possible. But when you talk about things above it, when you have 16 in your inventory, or you've got 9 in your inventory, I would typically, if I'm going to buy potions, especially given that there's only a 2 coin difference between, like, say, the level 3 and level 4, I'm going to go for the most health in each one because they're free. And you know that the more the more level the potion, the more expensive it is for units. So you want to save the most units, and that's another point I want you to make on this video. Take away whatever's going to save you the most units from what you normally do. If you're looking to clear some content soon, if you're looking to become uncollected or you're looking to become cavalier, you want to save units. So if you're going to use potions, and that includes team potions, revives, of course, team revives, you want to stock up for free, and that's what these gold coins allow you to do. And I do appreciate that they have more potions and revives than usual. I'm trying to be balanced with my objectivity of this month, even though so many people are upset about it. I think tweaking a couple things, one of them they might do, which is the boss thing I just suggested. But the other thing is, who can possibly defend the greater solo crystal shards as the only thing you get for the daily solo objectives, when we used to get the exact same things that we would normally get for, say, arena wins and get 25 units a day and a free revive a day. It's just, I mean, it's just sad that they took that away, and that still bugs me more than anything else in this event, even more than the boss RNG BS. Okay, I love that there are revives. Hate that there's a purchase limit of 6. Now, they are level 2 revives. Again, if you don't plan on using them soon and you're maxed out in your inventory at 19 overall, then maybe you should do something else. But for me, I'm going to get all 6 with my purchase limit because I'm down to 4. And anytime I can get free revives from any part of the content, I snatch them up. So I would definitely make sure that you save 66 coins for your level 2 revives. And then if you're talking about potions, I'm also going to start, given how the prices are so similar, by purchasing a max of level 4 team health potions. And you can see I still have 9 left in my inventory before I go over. And I'm going to start by purchasing level 4 singular health potions. So I'm going to max out on the most free units worth of potions and revives, and then depending on what I have left, I'm going to circle back. All right, all the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 basics are horrible, dumb, waste of time purchases. You can get these things so easily for free in the game every day, and even in like regular daily events where you get bonus items. You don't want to waste your precious gold coins on any basics of any tier below Tier 4. So, save your coins for potions and revives if you're going to use them in this part of the store. Speaking of Tier 4 basics, I personally could always use more Tier 4 basics. That's why I was happy to do all of the Intel Master Rift runs on mostly live streams, because even though it was easily going to be half of them ending in half of a Tier 4 basic, and you're telling me that I'm going to have to use an energy refill, is 30 units worth a full Tier 4 basic or half Tier 4 basic? For me, yes, because it's so easy to go from having them in your overflow to running out of them when you rank up champions. So I'm probably going to purchase all 5 of them eventually, but they are 48 coins a piece. Now compare that to Tier 5 basic. I want to remind you, if you are uncollected and above, that the Glory Store has made it so much easier to get the Tier 5 basic catalyst fragments. I use all of my glory on Tier 5 basic every week without fail. Because of that, I am actually going to wait to purchase Tier 5 basic until when I scroll down. And oh, by the way, the class catalyst selectors, if you have the Black ISO store, I would just continue to do those instead of these coins. But I will say that 10 gold coins for a Tier 3 class catalyst, if you are hurting for them, and I don't know too many people who are, but let's say you're uncollected and you're hurting for them, that's a much better value, way better value than the Tier 1s or Tier 2s, which you can easily get every day, but you cannot get Tier 3s of a specific class easily from the daily event. That's one of the things that needs to be buffed most in the game. You can get fully formed, guaranteed for 100% completing Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 3, not even close. Now, the Tier 4 class catalyst selector is awesome. These things are so rare and so expensive for so many players. This is actually more valuable to me for players who are trying to become uncollected or cavalier. If you need a specific class, this is more valuable to me than actually the Tier 5 basic or even the Tier 2 alpha, because you can target a specific class. No chance, just choice. That is a huge improvement to anyone's roster, and you can get up to 3. So I would put that at the top of the list. But also compare the prices. Let's say you only have 120 gold coins. You can max out your Tier 1 alphas, get 10 of them for the same price as one Tier 4 class catalyst selector. So you've got to weigh your needs. As I said at the beginning of this video, you know what you need. I can't answer that for you. But if you don't need Tier 4 class catalyst selectors, yeah, it's way better value to buy 10 Tier 1 alphas for the price of one of those Tier 4. It's just so rare that they give us, normally these would be the Tier 4 class catalyst crystals, and I would be, putting my nose up to them. But with the selectors, it's a game changer because you determine your fate. All right, 200 gold coins gets you half a Tier 2 alpha, and 380 gives you a 20 gold coin value decrease, which is not much because you consider 18,000 Tier 2 alpha catalyst fragments as a fully formed, and that's 400 gold coins. You get a fully formed for 380, so against a 20 gold coin decrease. I think, obviously, if you have access to these, start with these because you do get the 2 gold coin or the 20 gold coin discount. But in general, you just got to watch your purchase limit. This is also something that if you need them, I would target first. Skip all the Sig stones. If you are somebody who's not Cavalier, since they've only given Cavalier players the new addition to the store, which will be the 5-star generic signature stones and not the crystals, I would maybe purchase these last. See how many gold coins you have at the end of the month, but you're not going to get the class that you're targeting, most likely. You're going to be completely screwed by the RNG. Speaking of which, this is going to be a hot take. We are between the tier of side quest events we love so much, at least the majority of people. I know some people still hate it, and honestly, there are going to be so many worse events that you'll be missing May before long, if not now. We're in between May, which gave a bunch of people at least one free 5-star Awakening gem with the chronometer, or July 4th, which has usually 5-star and hopefully maybe even a 6-star Awakening gem crystal or generic chance with unit deals and store deals. 1,000 gold coins is so much. I think the price of this at this point should be at most half this for a decent value. 1,000, that's 1/3 of the maximum gold coins you can get for a crystal that is not going to be at all in your control. It's going to be in the algorithms, and it's probably going to give you the class you don't need. You need the least, I should say. I wouldn't get this. If I was most people, I would not get this. If this was a generic 5-star class gem, we would be having a completely different conversation. But it's not. Think about all the potions and the revives and the tier 2 alpha and the tier 5 basic and the tier 4 class catalyst that you can get instead of this for 1,000 coins. Now, if you get the full 3,000, you're probably going to have enough to justify that purchase. But if you get half that, if you get 1,500 gold coins, you don't want to spend 2/3 of them on the 5-star Awakening gem. It is smarter for your progression to load up on free revives and potions and rank up materials that are guaranteed, like tier 2 alpha. And if you don't have a 5-star that you immediately need to take to rank 5, and the tier 2 alpha is the most important, absolutely prioritize tier 2 alpha over tier 5 basic. But in summation, I would prioritize, depending on your inventory amount, potions and revives that save you the most units, so the highest levels first. I would also, if you really need some, get the tier 4 class catalyst selectors first, max those out because you choose your class, that's control. Then tier 2 alphas, then a combination of tier 5 basic and or the 5-star generic signature stones if you're Cavalier. Save until the very end to see how many of these you can pop for these 5-star signature stone crystals, since you don't get control over the class you land on, of course. And then the 5-star Awakening gem crystal. If you have 2 or 3 classes of 5-star champs that you know if you land on that class, you'll immediately use it for a champion, I can understand the justification. But if you're targeting 1 out of 6 classes and everything else is going to feel like a waste or a defeat, you're going to be wasting your gold coins. So that is my feedback on the best and worst purchases of this Hotel M.O.D.O.K store. I hope it helped you make informed decisions. As always, only you know what your inventory looks like, what your needs look like, and what your progression looks like for the next month. Just keep that in mind. If you buy anything that goes in the overflow and you don't use it, it will disappear after X amount of days. So you really don't want to make that mistake.